Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So a couple years ago I was just kind of wasting the midnight hours watching some YouTube, and I like watching equipment videos and so on. Anyway, I came across some different tutorials and some different farmers, different landowners, whatever, just out clearing up their farm, kind of like we're doing here. We've got a whole bunch of locust trees popping up around this creek, and we wanting to clean them out. And we've done a lot of tree clearing for hire, so I've got a pretty good handle on it. There's our current tree puller, locally made. He's done a wonderful job with it. It's mechanical. It does have an additional hydraulic thumb here on the side for reaching in, grabbing roots and stuff that don't come out, or grabbing little trees. Anyway, so let's just kind of go over the basics of this tree puller here real quick while we're at it. So as I stated, it's a mechanical one. This was an add-on afterthought, and I've made some modifications like these ribs over here for digging underneath stuff. But the main gist of the tree puller is just that. Two great big hardened plates sitting in a V, and they hinge up, so you drive into a tree like that, and you wedge the tree in between the prongs, and you just keep driving forward and lift up and dump the bucket, drive forward. I mean, all three function: driving forward, lifting up, and dumping the bucket. It creates a prying action, just like a pry bar on a nail. Now you get into some bigger trees. I can pull trees that are 10 inches in diameter with this thing, and it really works good in the springtime when everything's the soil is really saturated. The trees have a loose hold on the soil because it's so saturated. But you get into them bigger trees, and I need to go around the base of the stump, and well, not the stump, around the base of the tree, and kind of root them around, break some roots, and that's where that comes in handy. I can tip the tree over, get underneath the root ball, and use that to grab a hold of the root ball. Anyway, so this is the tree I'm going to demonstrate for you guys. It's, I don't know, 18 foot, 18 foot tall. What do we got here for I don't know, 8 inches across at the base. Cameron's going to run the video for us here real quick so I can give you guys a demonstration. Okay, coming up to the tree, leveling it right back out. You notice this right blade is kind of flipping up, so I'm readjusting here, backing back up, getting it back down. Okay, and I gotta get Cameron over here with the camera so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. Now proceed with the lift, dump, and drive forward action all combined, and look at that big tree come right out. Nothing to it. Okay, now that we have the tree laid over, I figured it was going to do that because a lot of these bigger trees, and this is August too, the ground's getting fairly dry. But as these bigger trees, they've got a lot more roots on the backside that are wanting to hold them the other end of the tree, the other backside of the tree, the one to hold it in the ground. So as I was stating with those teeth on that support arm side, them guys right there, I'm gonna stick these tines right down underneath the corner of that guy, and I'm gonna use that corner to pry up. And as we get to removing that tree and some of these roots are breaking off, we'll take that little hydraulic thumb on the side there, grab them roots, and lift them puppies out. Okay, now guys, that's the basic gist. And as you saw, that took very little effort of the machine. Some of the demo videos and some of the other guys showing how to use tree pullers, or that just basically there's, you know, putting stuff up on the YouTube to show. I've watched them and I cringe. I'm like, guys, you're doing it all wrong. So they'll take little trees like these guys, you know, little ones, 4-inch and under, and they walk up to them, and even with their hydraulic squeezers, they walk up to the tree, grab a hold of it, and then they're expecting their machine to just lift it out of the ground, and they're wiggling back and forth, and like, God dang, guys, all you got to do is use it like a pry bar, drive forward, lift up, and dump, drive forward, lift up, and it just, I mean, that's a goddamn big tree. And you see, it took no time at all, and I was going slow, you know, trying to make sure you guys had stuff there to see. So there's really nothing to it. Doing this little bit of clearing right here, we've been here 15 minutes. It's super fast and efficient. We're gonna go up on the hill. We got a little bit of clearing right there to do in that pocket, and then the next pocket up above that, and finishing that finger, and we're gonna be done. Oh, and we gotta finish going around this way, but I mean, there's just nothing to it. Hey, do you want to grab the Bobcat and come over here and show them kind of what not to do when I'll run the camera? I guess. All right, hang on. He's gonna show us what not to do when pulling trees, and this is kind of what I'm trying to show you guys. He hasn't run the tree puller very much, and he's not really very familiar with it, but he can certainly give us a demonstration on how not to yank a tree. This is a small, it's a double. So he's gonna walk up here. He's doing it the right way now. Go ahead. Pry that tree up, yep. Run on through it. Now that's the way you're supposed to do it. You see how fast that was? Simple and easy. The Bobcat's not really straining. Nothing to it. Clean the grass away from this little, I don't know, maybe 3.5-inch tree. And this is what I see a lot of guys doing. Whether they're a fixed puller like this or they've got a hydraulic one, what they'll do is they'll walk up to the tree like I'm going to show you, and they grab the tree and they just lift up, expecting the machine to have enough hydraulic power and weight in the back end. God dang, one guy I watched, he grabbed a little tree, it was probably a 4 or 5-incher, clamped it, and I think it was a Danhauser, but it doesn't matter. He grabbed hold of that tree and he started lifting, and pretty soon his back end was way up in the air, and he just kept tromping and ramming on the hydraulics. So I thought, dude, there's a simpler way. And I just showed you on that monster. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here, how these guys are, you know, not being effective.
So they'll hook into the tree, they'll try rotating the bucket backwards, they try lifting, they try wiggling the tracks or the tires back and forth, and they just can't get it to come out.
Now that's a pretty good example of the skid loader just doesn't have enough hydraulics to lift it. But when I incorporate all three movements, the prying, the lifting, and the driving, it will pull that tree out lickety-split. It might break off, it might have a few roots that are hanging up, but we can dig around and get them out in just a matter of no time. All right, watch her come around the right way. That came out faster than I thought it was going to, and I'm very impressed. The way these things work, using all three functions working together, it multiplies the amount of power the machine's got. So that's the way you guys ought to be running tree pullers or any kind of, you know, yanking stuff out of the ground. Use all the functions together, make them work with each other rather than fighting Mother Nature, because Mother Nature got a pretty good root in the ground. All right, let's see if I can run this thing with my wrist. It's going to be kind of difficult. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we're going to get her. I got to lean forward now to grab the stick with my arm. Alright, see what we're doing down there? lift up, drive forward. We're gonna pry, lift, and drive. See how easy that tree comes out there, guys? It's slicker than shit. Nothing to it. Honestly, the slightly bigger trees are easier. These little spindly fuckers, they like to just shred instead of pull. Usually I take the little points of my tongs and kind of just push them out. Get down underneath of them on the ground. Give them a little push. And if that don't work, then I come over beside them. Like that, grab them with my little side thumb, give a good lift, and that usually gets them. Well, this is a pain in the butt trying to do this with one hand, guys. I'm gonna get off the camera here. All right, one more for you. There we go.
Well, I thought we might just do a nice little fly around, kind of looking at where we've been across this pasture. And we've made hay on this pasture for the last, I don't know, 4 years. But you can see with these fingers, these draws coming up, that we're just, I mean, just encroaching the pasture further and further every year. And all these were primarily locust trees. Some of these little draws have, you know, little bumps or ditches in them that are just deep enough you don't really want to drive across them. But I mean, look right along the field edge over here, a bunch of them on the terrace. I mean, there's just a crazy amount of trees growing along the sides, and these are locust trees. They've got them huge thorns. I don't want to drive over those with the tractor. So clearing this farm out will help us get more land back into production, get more hay, be better utilized, and keep these nasty trees from reproducing. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. Appreciate you coming along, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't yet. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, share if you would please. We've got tons of videos on the channel. Make sure you go check them out. And until next time, catch you later.